Good morning. In reaction to what has happened to me, I reviewed several times, from beginning to the end, the interview I granted. I also shared the interview I granted to friends, elders, leaders in this country to review and get back to me to tell me whether I have said anything that is not true or that is wrong in that interview. And unanimously, the people I shared with, and my conviction too, tells me that I did not do anything wrong. I did not say anything wrong. And therefore, I want to state that I stand by all my statements in the interview I granted. Secondly, the party that recommended to the Senate that I should be removed from being the chief whip of the Senate, I take that as an act of God, because if it is God that gave me that position, it is God that took it through APC, so I bear no grudges about that. After all, I did not contest to be the chief whip. I did not contest to be the vice chairman of appropriation committee. I contested to be the one of the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And alhamdulillah, God granted me that victory. And I'm happy with God, what God has given to me. This morning I shared with you, I am an ardent follower, historical follower of a former famous American President Theodore Roosevelt. I want you to state the quote that I say, but briefly, it says, it is unpatriotic to stand by the president in whatever he does. It is patriotic to speak the truth to not only the president, but anybody for that matter. It is unpatriotic not to speak the truth to power or to anybody, and I still stand by that. In doing so, it is also known that in Hausa, let me put it in Hausa, that Allah yana tare da mai gaskiya, that God is always with the person that speaks the truth. So I know that I'm not wrong, the people are not wrong by speaking the truth and standing by the truth. And I pray that the president, who now I expect the message I've gotten to him, to look at what I have said and take appropriate measures to eliminate the sufferings of the people. People are suffering. People are suffering. People are angry. People are not happy. I'm happy that yesterday the president agreed with NLC to increase the salary to 70,000 naira, which is a good move. But it takes more than that, because realistically, that is like a bag of rice, a money that will maybe buy a bag of rice or cover the cost of bag of rice. So I encourage, or I call on to the president to still open up and listen to the people. The president, I knew, had infiltrated access to people. If you go to Borderland, as I said, you will see, you will know from far whether he's there or not. If you go to Lagos House in Abuja, if he's in Abuja, on turning, you will know whether the president is there or not. I think he should think about that and get back to it. Then, on me leaving the party, I'm a founding member of APC. In fact, I can say I was in APC before the national chairman, because I'm a member of the NPDP that formed the APC, joined the coalition that formed the APC. And I did not do that just like that. It is in consultation with my people that I joined APC. We were the 22 senators that joined to form APC. We were called NPDP then. And if you check history and look at the list of the senators, my name is number 21 out of 22. That was because I initially did not want to join APC because of some people that are in the coalition. But I used this word, ordered by Buhari and current President Tinubu to sign to join the APC in Imo Government Lodge. And it was Rochas Okorocha who was hosting us that was sent to summon me to Imo Government Lodge, where Buhari came with the list and asked me to sign. Tinubu was sitting there, I was sitting there, only the three of us were called aside to sign. So I'm not a new member. I didn't join APC just like that. It was in consultation with my people that I joined APC. I take his advice and I will get across to my people. I am here in Maiduguri, as you know, because I'm bereaved, and I did not issue immediate statement because I didn't want to show or overreact on what has happened. Lastly, on me being removed from being chairman of Appropriation Committee, still the Appropriation Committee was given to me not because I was desperate about it. No, it was because I was begged to accept the position of Chief Whip, knowing fully that I led the campaign for emergence of Apabio as the Senate President, and I was begged to to choose whichever committee I want to be the vice chairman, and I chose appropriation in order to stand for my people and make sure that there is justice in whatever they do. So it's not like I'm desperate. They have been removed, and I learned, because nobody wrote to me, that I've been given chairman of tourism. I want to state here that I beg to decline or to reject the offer for 2 reasons or 3. 1, you must do something that you are not interested. I'm not a tourist. I don't have visa to any country as I'm speaking to you now, because I don't travel a lot. I have never been to China, I have never been to India, I have never been to France. In fact, I have never been, except America that I schooled and London that I used to go, but even that, I cannot remember going any of these countries for the last 10 years or more. So I'm not interested in accepting the Committee on Tourism for the 2 reasons I told you. I'm inexperienced in that. I'm not, I don't know anything. I'm not knowledgeable about tourism. So I would, if any, prefer to remain as an ordinary member so that I can learn about tourism and something like that. Besides, I have committees already that I'm contented with, so I want them to note that I'm not interested. And finally, I want to call on the numerous supporters to remain calm, be law-abiding, and also pray for this government. Pray for Nigeria, and pray for the country. We are passing through the most difficult time in the history of this country, especially when it touches on, lack of, because there is the World Food Program. I've said that there's going to be scarcity, there's going to be hunger, and already these indices have shown, even now, Nigeria is ranked as one of the countries that is top on food insecurity, with over 38 million that are facing food insecurity. And that is in addition to the insecurity of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, and separatists in the southeast that we are facing. So Nigerians need to pray. Nigerians need to support the government in whatever way, so that if the president or the government succeeds, who will be better off. If it fails, the poor masses will be the first victim. I want to thank you for your time. So many people have called upon me to go to court, to take my case to court, because due process have not been followed in meting out punishment to me. As I said before, I depend on God. I believe in Allah. And He already has taken note of this. So I'm not going to go to court. I leave this issue in the court of Almighty Allah. That is all I can say about people. And please, they should believe in God. It is God that does everything. Even if I go to court, it is God that will decide the outcome of the case. So I don't want to waste my time going to court. I leave my case in the hands of Almighty Allah. Thank you.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Crackhead, wishing you all a wonderful Friday. My Bible tells me say that whatsoever is good for the Jews is good for the gender. How did they talk? And what is good for the geese is good for the gender. But anyways, my break them down. Waiting that thing, they try me and we say, whatever is good for the cassava is also good for the bomo. And whatever is good for the banana is also good for the meleke. And just to make people when not understand those terms, may they understand better. I mean, say whatever is good for the male is good for the female. 2012 or 2014, our president, Bola Tinubu, once protested about fuel subsidy, about INEC rigging election. To the back, guys, if our president been once upon a time protested, and I believe say all the people who have been protest that time, most of them are our leaders today. Most of them they Senate, most of them they National Assembly. So why be say as we want protest today, then they fear? In fact, I want make una watch the first video.
In the meantime, some leaders of the All Progressives Congress have staged a protest in Abuja calling for the entire cancellation of the November the 16th Anambra State governorship election. The protesters made their way to the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, where they confronted security officers guarding the national headquarters. While speaking to journalists outside the commission's office, some of the party's leaders accused INEC of having been compromised over the election.
Letter is our protest against the rigging of Anambra election. It's against the rigging of Delta senatorial election. It's against the rigging of Oguta House of Assembly election. And our coming is to ask Nigeria to support us to stop rigging in Nigeria. There is poverty in Nigeria because of fraud. Rigging of election is the greatest fraud that any nation can have.
We are here mainly to give letter to INEC on our representations of the Huawei elections in Anambra are conducted and are demanding cancelling the election totally and putting another date to the election. The reason we are putting in the letter, which is going to be handed over to INEC. Today, mark the first warning signal to INEC as an institution. They do not represent the interests of Nigerians. They are all compromised electoral officers. They have committed criminal offenses by rigging elections against Nigerians.
When I don't see him, before I continue with the second video where I want make una watch, I don't hear say many people don't compare Kenyan protest with this Nigerian protest where won't happen if it go happen. A lot of people they talk say Kenyan protest was successful because Kenyans are just about 60 million in population, and Nigeria we are 3 times or 4 times more than that, about 250 million in population. So that now why our own go get as a day. It would be complicated. Why? Because as Kenya been this small, they were organized and it was effective. Which kind of excuse be this? Instead, for be say, now because say our population they larger than Kenyan population, night for even make the population they successful. So now if now we been first do this protest and the protest turned out to come work as Kenya on come work, and as Kenya been there before the protest, so now Kenya now for come the talk say Nigerian protest work because say Nigerians in plenty pass people make una no try una no see population of Nigeria 250 million people. That now why it work, but see we no even reach 100 million, so our own no go work, make we forget about them. So now one thing is now within Kenyans for talk. Why must we be looking for excuses not to do something? Where we for even take our inspiration from, can say, see that small country, see as they do protest, everybody can unite, can they united work. Then we even did larger in number, our own self support even work times 3 than Kenya. Anyways, make una watch the second video of protest where been happened about 12 years ago. I beg, enjoy.
Began.
Whether they remove the subsidy or not, we will still be in problem. If they remove subsidy, they will share the money. They have already shared it before collecting it. They say for over 400 billion will go to Jonathan's government. Over 400 billion will go to state government. Over 200 billion will go to local government. They have already spent the money before they earn it. They are just fooling color day to come and supervise an empty collection.
No force on earth can stop this revolution. The fact that I am here today with my children, with all these wonderful Nigerians, send the message to Abuja and wherever they are, that the struggle for which we have been planning and working all these years have now taken off.
Governor of the Central Bank, Sanusi, came to Lagos and said, if you don't remove fuel subsidy, Nigeria will collapse. This country is not going to collapse. Those who are going to collapse are those who are cheating the Nigerian people.
When my father was fighting, I was 13 years old. I am 50 in 6 months. My son is 16. We still have no electricity. We still have no health care. People are poor. People are dying because of 10,000 naira in this country. And people are stealing. The greatest Nigerian.
For several hours, the speeches went on.
Democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. Who are the people of Nigeria? If we have democracy, you must listen to the voice of the people.
The government of our country has decided to impoverish us. We have decided to say no. The pump price of petroleum must revert to 65 naira.
And if anyone was thinking this was just a one-off, the protesters had this to say about that.
By tomorrow, when everybody's coming out, please do come with your mats. Come with your mats, come with your food. We shall sleep on the streets.
If they stay faithful to those words, they'll be back here in less than 24 hours from now.
Under pressure, under pressure, under pressure, under pressure, under pressure, under pressure. No food, till we belly, no money.
DJ Badimasi, Channels Television News.
Shona, don't see him. The same things where these guys, where these people been protest about 12 or 14 years ago, now the same things we want protest today. And if these things were protested so many years ago, why be say we still they get these issues? Now the question be that. This now why this protest we want to supposed to be the final protest, because we want protest to get to the root source of why all these things they happen. And waiting I want talk now goes to all the major tribes in Nigeria. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. I get question to ask una. Why be say when we dey abroad, we dey in the diaspora, we dey united. If person, an outsider, when no be Niger, even if na Ghana person, do something bad to any Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo person, the rest of the tribes where they that country will come around in support of that person. You know why? Because the person, first of all, is a Nigerian. Why are we united abroad in the diaspora, but back at home, we are not united? Because I don't hear as Igbos talk say they no go this protest when our person been there power, Hausa's been there. What is all this? Yoruba talk say we know they go this protest. Hausa talk say we know they go. Everybody talk say we know that. So who will come do the protest? If amongst ourselves we know fit they united for a greater and for a common good. If Niger been there okay to the Igbos, I know things say Ojuku for being one breakout. If things were working the way it should work, that was why they wanted to break out. And after, come work, maybe Biafra come happen, everybody come relax. Yes, most of us feel say we they do things, but we know they do anything. This is the first major protest where Nigerians go get since independence. Yes, this should be the first major, because imagine the talk say every day for 10 days. Which protests don't go on for 10 days before for Nigeria? So this should be the first major protest, because I believe say if after this protest things come work the way they're supposed to work, most of them are not going even think say whether on a one breakout. Let's say, just for talking purpose, everything come work after the protest. Our rule of law come there as it's supposed there. Nobody is segregated. The way then they treat the average and common Nigerian, the same way now then they treat the politicians and the leaders. I believe say most of us no go one breakout to Duduwa, to Biafra, or to any other nation. Because why? The country don't come do something will come favor us. So this one goes to all Nigerians. This is not a fight. No be war. Now protest. Protest means a lot. The government of the day should not be afraid of protest. Why? Because they did it 12 years ago. So why are they afraid of this protest? So that now very good reason make we suppose protest. If they don't, they're afraid, it means they know the efficacy, the effectiveness of protest. So that's not why we suppose to. Now I just want to talk with that. Have a wonderful weekend.